This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Families mourn crash victims, and they're calling for justice. And more reaction to the proposal to increase duty allowances and salaries for MPs and other parliamentarians. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, our Ricardo Wells will be here. He's got a major announcement to make. He'll be telling us about that. And later in business, it's another preview of Financial Fridays from Easy Car Sales and BYD. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, it was an emotional evening for family members of Shantia Webb, Diamond Stubbs, and Patricia Brown. They gathered at the scene of the heartbreaking car accident on Shirley Street that claimed the lives of the three Cat Island girls on Sunday. At the memorial, family members comforted each other as they prayed, sang, and cried, laying teddy bears, plastic candle lights, photographs, and letters in tribute to the girls who died on Sunday morning. Apostle Anthony Smith, the prophetic voice of Victory Tabernacle on Cat Island, said news of the accident hit him hard as he watched Diamond, his cousin's daughter, and Patricia Brown grow up in the church. Smith said in his last conversation with Diamond, she told him that she had a box of flour cake for him. In the days following her passing, family members seeking answers on what has happened. A whole tribute again piling up on Shirley Street. You can read more about the memorial yesterday in today's Nassau Guardian. A father serving a 15-year sentence for sexually abusing his daughter withdrew his appeal this week, the 59-year-old telling Justices of Appeal Deborah Fraser, Gregory Hilton, and Vashish Kokoram that the appeal would be a waste of time because he wanted his sentence reduced for good behavior. The man withdrew his appeal after learning that persons convicted of sexual offenses are not entitled to sentence reductions. Hilton told the man that the sentence he received was lenient as he faced a possible life sentence for the crime. The man pleaded guilty to 5 counts of incest when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay in September 2025. The man began sexually abusing his daughter at the age of 10 in 2016, and the molestation continued until she was 12 years old. The man did not have a lawyer and represented himself. In another case, a lawyer for an American woman accused of plotting to kill her husband is questioning the court's jurisdiction to hear the case. According to defense lawyer Terrell Butler, Lindsay Shiver was not in the Bahamas when the murder-for-hire plot allegedly took place. Prosecutors allege that Shiver hatched the plot to kill American insurance executive Robert Shiver, along with her Bahamian lover Terrence Bethel, and alleged hitman Ferran Newbold in Abaco on July 16, 2023. Police allegedly learned about the plot while investigating a break-in at a bar on the island in which Bethel was a suspect. The officers allegedly found incriminating messages while searching Bethel's phone. The lawyer telling Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson that she filed an application challenging the court's jurisdiction last week. If the application is successful, Butler says that the matter would fall away. Grant Thompson is expected to hear the application on July 31st. She will also hear the prosecution's application to revoke Shiver's bail on that date. Labor and Public Service and National Insurance Minister Pia Glover-Roll pointing to the results of a recent labor survey, noting a steady unemployment rate as evidence that the government's employment strategy is working. That strategy is focused on expanding opportunities. She's saying that consistent quarters in the 8% range represent the lowest sustained unemployment, consecutive quarters rather, represent the lowest sustained unemployment levels seen in the Bahamas in many years. The survey conducted by the Bahamas National Statistical Institute found that the national unemployment rate was 8.8% in the third quarter of 2025 and 8.7% in the fourth. Overseas, Russia hammering Kyiv in an 11-hour drone and missile attack, killing at least 17 civilians and injuring scores more overnight in what Moscow said was retaliation for Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil facilities that have caused severe fuel shortages and put pressure on President Vladimir Putin. Loud explosions shook the Ukrainian capital for hours during the night, with many people sheltering in subway stations after authorities issued emergency crews were still digging through the rubble of collapsed and charred apartment buildings in search of victims as dawn broke. Russia's defense ministry saying in a statement that the deadly bombardment was in response to Ukraine's long-range strikes on its civilian infrastructure. Ukraine attacks described by Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky as a 40-day blitz have especially targeted oil refineries, caused a fuel crisis that has frustrated Russians more than 4 years now after Moscow's full-scale invasion of its neighbor. Ukrainian officials say they're trying to force Putin to negotiate. And doctors say they fear the aftermath of Venezuela's devastating twin earthquakes could trigger a widening medical crisis marked by untreated injuries, infectious diseases, and a healthcare system already on the brink. Thousands of displaced Venezuelans are sleeping in crowded shelters or outside without access to clean water amid dismal sanitary conditions following the June 24th earthquakes, which officials say have killed at least 2,295 people and left more than 11,000 injured. Aid workers say the aftermath of the quakes has become a major medical crisis that, unless quickly controlled, would take more lives in the days and weeks ahead. The emergency has laid bare Venezuela's chronic shortage of doctors, the result of years of economic crisis, underfunding, and emigration. Aid workers also warned that the extensive damage to infrastructure could fuel outbreaks of diseases in the hardest hit communities.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, Bahamas' senior men's national basketball team hitting the ground running in preparation for the upcoming home matchups against Jamaica and Puerto Rico in the final window of the first round of competition of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. The national team has been getting in reps, participating in scrimmages, and building team chemistry while at training camp, currently being staged at the University of Miami in Florida. Team Bahamas gearing up to play consecutive home games against Jamaica and Puerto Rico at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The team will go head-to-head against Jamaica Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. and will return on Monday, July 6th to take on Puerto Rico at 7:10 p.m. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section, and let's show up for Team Bahamas. From the NBA, another blockbuster deal in the works. Jaylen Brown's time in Boston has come to a surprising end, with the Celtics deciding to trade him to one of their most storied rivals. Brown, the 2024 NBA Finals MVP, a five-time All-Star and the league's fourth leading scorer in the past season, is getting traded by the Celtics to the Philadelphia 76ers, according to a person with knowledge of the deal. Boston is getting Paul George, along with a slew of draft capital that could become 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, according to the person speaking to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity, because the trade does not yet have the required league approvals. ESPN first reported the trade agreement, and terms were later confirmed by the Boston Globe. This all comes following a list of blockbuster moves across the NBA so far this season. LeBron James is leaving the LA Lakers as a free agent, and now this trade joins a long list of moves that involve all-star caliber players like Giannis Antetokounmpo going from Milwaukee to Miami, Kawhi Leonard and Brandon Ingram headlining a swap between the Toronto Raptors and the Los Angeles Clippers, and Ja Morant getting traded to Portland by Memphis. The move breaks up what has been one of the league's most successful 1-2 punches with the Celtics in Brown and Jason Tatum, who helped carry the Celtics to the 2024 NBA title. Tatum missed most of the past season while recovering from an Achilles tear. During the 20, Brown had to carry even more of the load for Boston. He wound up with career best averages of 28.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game. From World Cup, coming back from 2 goals down to beat Senegal 3-2 in extra time. And the U.S. beating Bosnia 2-0 to advance to the round of 16 and keep its World Cup dreams alive. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your first look at weather, brought to you by Star General, we've got troughing across the northern Bahamas in association with a weak stationary front northeast of the area. This pattern is going to support widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northern half of the country through this evening. Elsewhere, a weak mid-level disturbance will help trigger isolated showers, but we've got light Saharan dust across the central and southeast Bahamas, and that's expected to limit overall shower coverage. At the surface, high pressure will maintain gentle to moderate breezes, with seas remaining smooth to light, but building to moderate in Atlantic waters across portions of the southeast Bahamas. There is a slight to moderate risk of a few severe thunderstorms today over the northern Bahamas, and there's a slight risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas and urban areas, especially during heavy or prolonged rainfall events. A slight to moderate risk of rip currents along Atlantic exposed coastlines tonight through the next few days. Beachgoers should exercise caution. And again, the UV and heat indices, very high to extreme UV indices, and the heat index in the triple digits. Another reminder about the Saharan dust. If you have respiratory issues, you need to keep that in mind. And that's going to keep hazy skies in place for the central and southeast Bahamas. The highest concentrations will then shift into the central and northwest Bahamas by later this evening into tomorrow. So your forecast for today, the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, looking at a mix of sun and clouds with some slight or light haze expected by this afternoon, becoming partly cloudy tonight, a 20 to 40% chance of isolated showers or thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 10 knots or less. For the extreme northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, look for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions today with a 50 to 70% chance of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be strong to severe at times. Wind southeast to south at 10 knots or less, falling light and variable at times. The Central Islands looking at variably cloudy conditions, a bit hazy, becoming mainly fair tonight, with a 20 to 30% chance of spotty showers and possible thunderstorms. And the Southeast Bahamas looking at partly sunny conditions, hazy, becoming mainly fair at night with a 10 to 30% chance of showers. Winds for the central southeast looking at east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Temperatures today, another hot one in store. Highs around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. For the northern Bahamas, the heat index, northern half of the country, the heat index, a factor for the northwestern islands, making it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Not quite a factor for the extreme northern islands with the cloud and rains that you'll be seeing. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. The southern half of the country looking at highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but that heat index will make it feel like it's 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have a look at tropics coming up in just a bit. This check brought by Star General Insurance Made Simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Planning for retirement overwhelming. But with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
Change doesn't happen in sound bites. It happens when people come together and actually talk. The Forum is that conversation, where Bahamians from all walks of life work through the issues that affect us all, challenge each other, and find solutions together. Every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. The Forum with Ricardo Wells, coming this Saturday to Guardian Radio.
The Progressive Jackpot is on fire at Everybody Wins Live. First, a player won over $20,000 in cash. Then, another player took home over $30,000 in cash. That's more than $50,000 in jackpot winnings already. Now, the jackpot has reset and is growing again. With a minimum $10 bet, you could be eligible for the next big win. Lottery, casino, and sportsbook. Only at Everybody Wins Live, where winnings live.
Mic drop. Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidel and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We do not choose to do work for recognition, but work that is worthy of recognition. We dare to find niche solutions to fill the voids within our communities.
CIBC Caribbean wants to reward the unsung heroes in our communities. Do you know someone who's been doing outstanding work in their community or performed an extraordinary act of heroism, bravery, or kindness in the last 12 months? Nominate a hero today. Go to CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more.
Progressive Jackpot is on fire at Everybody Wins Live. First, a player won over $20,000 in cash. Then, another player took home over $30,000 in cash. That's more than $50,000 in jackpot winnings already. Now, the jackpot has reset and is growing again. With a minimum $10 bet, you could be eligible for the next big win. Lottery, casino, and sportsbook. Only at Everybody Wins Live, where winnings live.
Mic drop.
It's 35 years already. Where has the time gone? Look at where we have come from. Caribbean Gas would like to say thank you to our valuable customers and our dedicated staff. Let's celebrate this, our 35th anniversary. From June 16th to July 16th, we will celebrate with you. Giveaways, prizes, and surprises. If you spend $50, you are eligible for a cylinder, 50-inch TV, gas stove, AC unit, and much, much more. Visit us on Gladstone Road, Caribbean Gas. It's our 35th anniversary. Let's celebrate!
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance. Visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning to our listeners. How are you?
Doing well. Hope same for you.
Great.
Wonderful stuff. Quite a bit to talk about this morning in business. Just on the eve of Financial Fridays, EV car sales will be back with a preview of what and another bank to tell us about what they're offering for folks who are trying to save money by not having to go to the pumps and get an electric vehicle. Although the prices seem to be coming down a bit. A little bit.
What's the price?
So according to the gas tracker, we've got one with $6.70, one with $6.87, and only one with $7.03. So they were all at over $7 last week. And
right.
So now
I didn't go to the gas station this week.
Mm-hmm.
But last week, I only go to one gas station. But last week it was $7.12.
Oh wow! And that's in Freeport. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You don't get the bonded gas.
No, it's not. It's in Columbia, Dwight, because that's where I live.
You know, I don't. Who knows what you're quoting me? I don't know. But so you don't get bonded gas. No.
No, to get bonded gas, I would need a bonded vehicle.
No, I don't know how you roll.
I have a bond, and I do not.
We don't know how it works over there, but okay. So yeah, the price is high. So it was $7.12 last week the last time you went.
$7.12, which was last week.
So coming down, and so that's positive. That's a good thing. Think we'll ever see it below $5 again? Gosh,
I want to be positive and say yes. It's not because I'm confident. It's just because I want to have a feel good moment. I want to have hope.
Right.
But based on that,
gotta have hope. Gotta have hope
for sure.
Yeah. All right, so that'll be happening in the business hour. Before that, though, our co Ricardo Wells is going to be here to tell us about something exciting going on with him, and you don't want to miss that. So that's all ahead. But let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, more reaction to what the Prime Minister says he's mulling over, what he'll take the summer to decide whether parliamentarians should see some increases, salary and duty allowances increases, as he thinks about it, and a reaction to the call we received yesterday on the show from F&M leader Michael Pintard, who says that they are not in agreement with these increases at this time, and denying some of the claims the Prime Minister made that it was their idea, the F&M's idea. We will get into this a little bit later in the show. We went as deeply as we could have yesterday on this, but we may today. The other thing that has captivated the nation, though, is this horrible crash that happened on Sunday, and what seems like an endless parade of crashes all over the country. Just accidents left, right, and center, nonstop. People wondering what in the world is going on. Well, a lot of those are fender benders, but this was a tragedy. 4 people died, as you know, and there are many other people injured still from this accident. 8 people were involved in that crash. So yesterday, the family members of those who passed away gathered to mourn the crash victims and hold vigil and a memorial at the site. And our Caitlin Babb was there and has this story in today's Nassau Guardian, writing that it was an emotional evening for family members of Shantia Webb, Diamond Stubbs, and Patricia Brown, who gathered at the scene of the heartbreaking car accident on Shirley Street of 3 Cat Island girls on Sunday. At the memorial, family members comforted each other as they prayed, sang, and cried, lighting teddy bears, plastic candle lights, and photographs and letters in tribute to the girls who died on Sunday morning. Apostle Anthony Smith of Prophetic Voice of Victory Tabernacle on Cat Island said news of the accident hit him hard as he watched Diamond, his cousin's daughter, and Patricia Brown grow up in the church, saying, quote, "They were a part of our dance team from 7, 8 years old. I watched them grow from small children to the young women that they've grown to be. Very smart, very respectable. Diamond was like the mother. She took care of everyone in her age group, always happy, always responsible." Smith said that in his last conversation with Diamond, she told him that she had a box of flour cake for him. Smith said he told Diamond that he would get it on Sunday. Sunday never came. The pastor said that the loss has dealt a blow to the church, the families affected, the greater community, and some still struggle to come to terms with the loss, even days later. He said, though the situation is difficult, Cat Islanders are turning to God in their time of need, having faith that He will see them through their grief. To Ciara Nabby, her sister-in-law, Shantia, was nothing less than a beacon of light, ambition, and joy, spreading kindness and love through her musical passion. In the days following her passing, Nabby says that their house, which was once filled with Shantia's brightness, has been dim. Nabby says that Shantia had a quote about excuses, saying, quote, "Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom specialize in anything else." Ready to go back to pledge. She was enjoying the band, playing the saxophone at Langston University. She was majoring in music, minoring in law. She went to college at 16. She graduated early. She had Old Bite. She was educated to know that she was coming into herself and to know that she was such a joy to be around. Our house was bright. She will be missed. Wow. Nabby says that the last time she spoke to Shantia was Saturday when she was visiting with Diamond and Patricia. Nabby says Shantia came to tell her that she was leaving the house and they discussed preparations for Shantia's return to university. Well, Nabby emotionally spoke to Shantia's passion that her saxophone playing had become background music for her family, recalling when Shantia used to serenade her 2-month-old nephew, saying the last thing she played for him was "Wind Beneath My Wings." Standing hand in hand with his wife, Patrica's brother Anthony Thompson said he had been trying his hardest to accept the brutal reality of his sister's death, which has left him frustrated and with many, many unanswered questions. There's a whole lot more in on this story in the paper today. Folks, you need to pick up a copy or go online to thenasaguardian.com to read more. These were very special young people. Gone just like that. There are more stories in the paper today. We'll get to those in a bit, but let's get your reaction to what you're hearing. Bright futures ahead for all of them. (323-6232), 325-4316, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can call us toll free as well. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Wow. There's another story, this one in the Tribune, about some of the survivors of that crash. This story says that a 21-year-old survivor of the Shirley Street crash that killed 4 people is stable but unable to leave the hospital. His family says there's only a pin holding his injured leg together as they try to raise $20,000 to send him overseas for specialized surgery. Sean Thompson Jr. suffered a broken femur, a broken leg, and multiple fractures to his foot in that June 28th crash in Nassau, according to their GoFundMe page launched by the family. His stepmother says that he remains hospitalized and is facing a long recovery after surviving the accident that has devastated families across Cat Island and New Providence. Again, the family is seeking the $20,000 to help cover medical expenses, surgery, travel, hospitalization, rehabilitation, and other related costs. The GoFundMe page says that Thurston needs specialized orthopedic surgery, followed by extensive rehabilitation, and that the family hopes to send him overseas for the care that would give him the best chance for a full recovery. And also in the papers, anger at what has happened here, and people calling for justice. For more on that and the questions that are being asked, take a listen to this report from our...
You think you know this place.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. Take a listen to this report from our Nika Bannister.
Road repairs were already planned for Shirley Street before Sunday's tragic.
We'll get to that report in just a bit with the on what the questions are about the charges that may come out of this report from Arnika Bannister.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Wayne Munro is weighing in on the possible legal consequences for the driver involved in Sunday night's fatal traffic accident that claimed the lives. Munro tells reporters that the driver could face prosecution.
Anytime there is an unnatural death, and what happened at that instance would amount to that, unless there is a charge that emanates from it, there's bound to be at least a coroner's inquest. But out of the fatal traffic accidents, you sometimes get killing in the course of dangerous or reckless driving charges arising out of them.
The crash, which occurred on Sunday at the intersection of Shirley and Church Streets, claimed the lives of Evelina Johnson, Diamond Stubbs, Patricia Brown, and Stanya Webb. All 4 victims were among 8 passengers involved in the accident. According to police, the 19-year-old driver lost control of the gray Mazda and crashed into a tree. Munro says any time an accident occurs, there is always a consideration as to whether criminal charges should be filed.
Anytime there's a fatal crash, there's a consideration, if there are fatalities, to whether there will be charges. For that matter, anytime there is an accident, consideration of whether there are charges for simple driving, careless driving, driving without due care and attention.
And so it would be preemptive to say whether charges would be levied because the court has
No, you have to wait until the investigations are complete, and then it can proceed from there.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Arnika Bannister.
Okay, let's get your reaction, folks. And again, the number is 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us 422-4796. A lot to process here, Laverne, but wow. Wow, what can we say?
Yeah. From the time it's happened, it's been, I can't even imagine what families and loved ones are going through. Just trying to wrap my mind around such a tragedy that happened. And, you know, hold your loved ones, your children a little bit tighter, tell them you love them, you know, and I kind of posted that because time is short and we don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment. We, of course, always want the best, but we don't know. And so it's important to make the most of the moments that we have with the people that we love.
Mm-hmm.
It's heart-wrenching, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air. Hi, good morning. You're live.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Good morning.
And good morning, Lauren.
Turn on your radio just a bit for us, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dwight, I'm one of those persons who would believe some consequences need to happen, man, you know. And see, the consequences is really not just say, you know, you bring in condemnation on the driver, right? But it's to make sure that the next person who decides to do the exact same thing will have some type of thing to think about before they decide to fill up a car with more persons that the seat belts require, right? And go down the road doing the same thing again, right? It also was alleged that the young man was driving a SD, and you know, and he is not old enough to drive the SD. Or to rent the SD. So something needs to happen, see, because you have to set examples for people who even encourage these type of things, man. Right? Those young ladies, they were the future diamonds of the Bahamas, man. Right? And I would like to know the education status of the driver, right? Because he couldn't have been different. Because come on, man. Those diamonds are the Bahamas, and they was just snapped right out, just like that. So I believe something needs to happen, man. Something really and truly needs to happen. If not for this fella, for the next fella who decide they can kill some more of our diamonds, or the reckless manner that they was driving and causing those young ladies them death. You guys have a nice day. It's a tragic situation.
Okay, thank you very much. Don't think anything here was intentional, but yes, everybody needs to take driving seriously. Yeah. Right?
And you know, you and I, we talk about it a lot. The carelessness, the speed, all of these things with which people are on the road in these vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Got another call. Let's take it. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No, call us back. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. So there's another story here in the Tribune. So again, family members angry as well. So they're talking about this, and I'm sure a lot of people saw this. A video circulating widely on social media showed the who people claim is the 19-year-old driver being visited by loved ones at the hospital. He was lying in bed with what appeared to be a cast on his wrist while a young woman recording the video asked him to tell someone hello and confirm that he was fine. The young man turned his head and gave what appeared to be a smile to the camera before speaking. Now, one of the family members, Damian Stubbs, he's not happy about this. He apparently rejected a letter that's been circulating. I don't know if you saw this, Laverne. Apology from those in the video. Again, it's not. I saw something. It wasn't signed by anybody. You don't know who wrote it.
Right.
You don't know anything about it. Well written letter. Very, very, very nice, but we don't know who it is. So Stubbs is quoted as saying, quote, "Ain't nothing they could tell me right now. I'm supposed to be taking my daughter away to college this month, not to no graveyard." Many Bahamians condemned the footage, excuse me, saying it showed a lack of remorse for the 4 lives lost. Stubbs says that video was a breaking point. He said the driver was a close friend of his daughter and had grown up with her in Cat Island. He said he had known the young man since he was a little boy and that their families were close. He said he had spent the day planning the funeral for his baby girl. Saying, quote, "I felt like
and then to see that, Dwight?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He said, quote, "I felt like you don't have a care in the world for my child. What kind of friend you is?" Oh, boy. Stubbs said a relative of another victim sent him the video. He said one reason families had already been struggling to process the crash is that they and the driver's family are from Cat Island and are familiar with each other. He would not have indulged his friends in what he described as an insensitive act. He says that the driver's family has not contacted him to offer condolences since Sunday's crash. Wow.
Oh, boy.
He said he and the driver's father traveled from Cat Island to New Providence on the same flight after learning of the crash. Saying, quote, "You sat on the plane with me and couldn't even say to me and my wife condolences?" What? Stubbs said he hugged the driver's father before boarding because he believed the man had also lost a child, and felt it wasn't until later that he learned the man's son had survived. Now, I'm not going to read this next sentence here. I don't know if this is here at all. He said, whatever consequences the driver might face, quote, "My daughter is going to be in the grave forever." Other relatives also expressing out of the video and photo. Betrika's aunt, Densandria Wright, described the footage and image as a punch in the gut. She said they made her question whether something was wrong. Young generation. She said her family's focus is on securing justice for Betrika, who had recently earned a volleyball scholarship to attend college. Other relatives said they continue to wonder whether the 19-year-old fully grasps the gravity of what happened. Anthony Thompson said, this is, I think, the pastor, is this? Said that he raised his sister Betrika from the age of 9 after their mother died. He said maybe not. He said he wished he could speak with the driver without revealing who he was to understand his mindset. Wow. Continue to call in and send your messages. This is a rough one. Very sad. This texter says here, sad situation, but excessive speeding and reckless driving is a personal decision, later than late. So take your time and arrive alive at least. You know, there's been a lot of speculation about whether he had driver's licenses, had a driver's license with the car, with the dealers with the car, who rented it, why, and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out, hopefully, but there are people making terrible decisions like this every single day in this country. Every day.
Every day. And it should be a wake-up call. I pray that it is a wake-up call. There's nothing that we can do to undo what happened, but I pray that it's a wake-up call for every person that is behind the wheel. You, of course, never think that anything is going to happen, right? You know, you're not thinking, I may lose control or maybe somebody else is going to crash into me. But these things happen. And let's drive defensively out there. Let's use wisdom. Yes, I know that the works that need to be done on the road. So that means be even more cautious. Even more cautious. Young people, you are not invincible. And we just really need to use wisdom.
Some more messages coming in. This person says here, I am not even related to any of the victims, and I was upset by that video. The young man showed no remorse at all. Made me question if he'd been told of the fatalities, or he was very aware. Very aware.
Dwight, when I saw that video, I was hoping that it wasn't real. Like, I was waiting for something that comes out and says that wasn't real, and that wasn't even the person. That was just, somebody.
Well, I was hoping it was a year old. I thought it was maybe a previous video. Something, this is not recent. Can't be.
Right.
But, yeah. Caller, what say you? Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
I'm well. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, it's tragic, but my condolences to the family. And, and even with this situation, encourage all young people, even this period of graduations and going to parties.
You're a bit muffled. We can barely make out what you're saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is for the young people today who are still celebrating their graduations and all that stuff, just for them to be conscious, man. Just be careful. Make the right decision when you're going out. Make sure you have a designated driver, someone who knows what they're doing, an adult,
Indeed, absolutely.
And also, those who are renting these vehicles, also we need to look into that. Things are so slack in the Bahamas. We put restrictions on these people and inspect these rental places to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do when they rent cars.
Sure.
That's it for now,
Thank you so much. Everyone's going to harp on this, but let's make it clear. If I have, and I would, every day, because around here it's crazy. 10 encounters with a psychopath on the road.
Yeah.
6 are going to be old people and older people. And these young people are learning as older drivers. Their parents, their grandparents, the other people they see on the streets. So, yes, young people make horrible decisions.
Yeah, we're saying young people because, with young people, but it's everybody. We see it all the time. It's everybody. It doesn't have an age. I think I shared the story before. I had slowed down. The car before me had slowed down. The guy behind me, he couldn't see anything, but he was determined that he was going to go around. But we had slowed down because there was a student who was on the pedestrian crossing. So we had stopped, but we were in the same lane. Mm-hmm. He figured, I don't know why they stopped it. And I'm telling you, Dwight, it was a moment, all the hair stood up on my arms because, we were yelling in our cars, stop. This child was, and this was an adult.
Yeah, about how old?
This was an adult. Oh, well over 30, mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's everybody. Young drivers, older drivers who should know better. The lawlessness in our streets it's out of control. And especially if they're in a rental car, because people already don't care about these rental cars around here.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. It's something in rental cars, I don't know what happens.
Well, we knew this was going to happen, right? What was that, last year when we were outraged by the book that had been printed in the papers with all the people applying for additional rental cars?
Yeah.
So once they become as prevalent as flies, you knew that we'd have people who were going to treat them like flies. It's only going to get worse. I think we've got more rental cars than people on this island. But, back to the text messages. This person says here, where were the lights? Where were the reflectors and signs to say there was a dangerous open trench? Okay. Sure. Where is the CCTV? This is an absolute failure of the Davis administration. Okay. And no explanation of speed can explain 5 years of broken systems everywhere. What are you saying? A prime minister who was at... Wait, where are you going? Okay, you've got some issues there. The person who rented the vehicle for him should also hold some responsibility. I just joined the conversation. I feel sorry for those who lost lives, but everyone in that car knew what they were doing. Trying to hold the driver accountable is wrong. No one forced anyone in that car. I pray for these families that they can find forgiveness for each other. This can be very well a demonic act against them. Okay. I hope they find a sent mediator that will help them live the rest of their lives without regret. I think they're trying to say. It's just sad, and this is why I cried. Could have been anyone. Blessed Thursday morning, Dwight and Laverne. The Bahamas and Cat Islanders are mourning daily because of this tragedy. The MP for Cat Island should become the mediator. For the families to help bring some consolation and create some scholarships in their honor because they were Bahamian diamonds. May their souls rest in peace. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Morning, Dwight and Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. I just want to share an incident. You're talking about these young drivers. We operate a transportation company that transport disabled and elderly folks. About 3-4 weeks ago, a jeepney driver ran into one of our passengers. My bus disabled persons. Guy jumped on the bus, handed me the phone. I asked him, like, why you handing me the phone? Someone on the other hand, I'm beginning to fix the bus because the guy that's driving the bus, he's not on insurance.
Oh.
Okay, his bus full. My bus full.
Wow.
Turn out the guy doesn't even have an insurance. He doesn't even have a driver's license. The young fellow is license, and he's driving the jeepney. When the police get to the accident scene, find out he doesn't even own a driver's license. The bus isn't insured, nor is the bus license.
Oh, my God.
And I don't mind calling the bus company name.
I think you should. You should.
Yeah, Clinton's bus service.
Wow.
Okay? So when I reached out to him, so the guy who spoke to me on the phone, he came on the accident scene. He asked me what it would cost or whatever, and I explained to him, I said, you understand what this is what's going on here? So he says, like, I'm going to take the repair of the bus, but actually that was the least of my concern. He was like, oh, well, this what I'm saying, he don't have no money, so the police has to give it to him.
What?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, in the adventure process, I was thinking that he owned the bus, the guy who came. Get the final, the guy who came, he leased the plate from Clinton's.
Oh, my Lord.
Reach out to Mr. Clinton, who owns the franchise. He can tell me, oh, you need to deal with Mr. Thompson because he leased the plate to him. I explained to him, I said, you know, really, there's no rights. There's no such thing as leasing no plates, you know. I said, that's illegal. I said, you're responsible for everything to do with that bus. And, like, between the Thompson man, I never heard back from him anymore. The Clinton man is like, you need to go deal with Mr. Thompson. Obviously, we're going to put it in the court. I'm just trying to see how people are taking their lives and they are when they even off these jitney because if anything happens, no insurance.
Wow.
And I get to understand that it's a common practice.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And it's a young fellow is driving the bus. He doesn't even have a driver's license, nor is he on insurance. And so, I don't have no doubt that when we take the matter to court that we'll get relief. But it's just saying how careless person is on this road right now.
Wow. This is an unbelievable story. This is, wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And so the police actually, when they came to the scene, they had to tow the jeepney off for I'm saying because, like they said, the bus was supposed to be on the road because it's not licensed. And like I said, the franchise owner, he's like, he don't even care because he leased the plate over.
Yeah. You know what I would do?
But he still has full responsibility.
I would sue the government. Because they're the one issuing these plates or licenses or whatever, right? And these people just giving them to people for more money to lease and whatever. This is out of control, and I think you should. Anyway, that was what.
Yeah, but like I said, I was taking these models again to see how what's so frightening for me is because, like I said, when I the bus was in the wall carrying this able person. His box full of...
Stay on the line. We got to go to the news. We want to get your number. But stay on the line. Our producer's going to get the number from you. We'll be back after the news, folks. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 4224796. And now at 8:20, another check of your weather for today brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. And we've got troughing across the northern Bahamas in association with a weak stationary front northeast of the area. This is going to support widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the northern half of the country through this evening. And we've also got a weak mid-level disturbance that's going to help trigger isolated showers. But with the light Saharan dust we're seeing over the central and southeast Bahamas, that's expected to limit overall shower chances for that part of the country. At the surface, high pressure will maintain gentle to moderate breezes, seas remaining smooth to light, and building to moderate in Atlantic waters across the southeast Bahamas. So over the next few days, persistent troughing across the northern and northwest Bahamas will continue to support an increased chance of showers and thunderstorms through Friday, while a plume of Saharan dust will suppress showers and thunderstorms over the central and southeast Bahamas. By late Friday, a tropical wave accompanied by an upper-level disturbance will approach from the east, and that's going to increase moisture and instability across the area, and a shower and thunderstorm activity is expected to become much more widespread over the weekend, even as high pressure strengthens across the archipelago. So changes are coming. For the extreme northern islands, there is a slight to moderate risk of severe thunderstorms. And there is a slight risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall events. Also today, there's a slight to moderate risk of rip currents along Atlantic-exposed shorelines. And again, the Saharan dust for the central and southeast Bahamas is going to reduce visibility and bring about some hazy conditions, hazy skies. Persons with respiratory issues need to take necessary precautions. The Saharan dust is going to move into the central and northwest Bahamas later today through Friday. So your forecast for today, the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, looking at a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight. We're expecting hazy conditions later today for the northwest Bahamas. The extreme northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, looking at partly cloudy to cloudy conditions today with a 50 to 70% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some of these thunderstorms may become strong to severe at times. And the central and southeast Bahamas looking at variably cloudy conditions. A bit hazy, becoming mainly fair tonight, with about a 10 to 30% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms. Temperatures today, again, warmer in the northern half of the country. Highs around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. The heat index will be a factor for the northwest Bahamas, which is not going to be as impacted as the extreme northern islands with rain and clouds. So the heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. For the southern half of the country, highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Friday, tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy for the northern half of the country, a mix of sun and clouds and hazy conditions for the southern half of the country, elevated rain chances for the northern islands and the northwest Bahamas. That pattern will hold for Saturday, and increasing cloudy conditions by Sunday for most of the islands. And by Monday, cloudy to overcast for all areas with a 40 to 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms. And we'll see that continue into Tuesday before improving conditions by Wednesday. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. Morning Blend weather brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. Sherwin-Williams, Bahamas. And time for a check of traffic brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. In your real-time traffic, we've got a number of hot spots for you. You've got Blue Hill Road looking busy for you from about Soldier Road straight up to Independence Drive. That's northbound. You see that slow-moving traffic as you get over that hill. And then again, picking up for you as you get closer to Cordo Avenue. You can see that there. Over on Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic from just north of Fire Trail. If you're heading northbound towards Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And a bit farther east, we've got East Street seeing heavy traffic north and south of the Soldier Road intersection. If you're heading northbound all the way up to East-West Highway. And some slow-moving westbound traffic along East-West Highway towards that roundabout with East Street. Robinson Road busy just west of that intersection with Soldier Road and Prince Charles Drive. Heading west towards Marathon, East-West Highway, and Old Trail. And pockets along Prince Charles Drive. At the major intersections, Bernard Road also looking busy for you westbound this morning. Downtown on West Bay Street, heading into the Nassau Street area, you're going to see that slow-moving eastbound traffic there. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Whether you prefer face-to-face chat or handling things online, they've got you covered. Visit NUAinsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Brass and Leather, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Thompson Trading, distributors of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
Independence, a nation emerges. Bahamas Air was established by the Bahamas government and started operations on June 17, 1973 by acquiring the routes of Flamingo Airlines and the operations and routes of Out Island Airways. The first Bahamas Air flight was to Andros Island and the second to Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Bahamas of OIA and became the majority shareholder and part owner, then renamed the airline Bahamas Air.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Brass and Leather, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Thompson Trading, distributors of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Music, man. This is not a golden rule. Take it and don't be no fool. Check this. You'll never see a dog barking at a parked car. You'll never see him barking if the car ain't moving. You'll never see people talking about you if you're going nowhere. But when you're trying to excel yourself, they got your name everywhere. Because dog don't bark at car, no way. Come on. The only time we can start barking is when the car start moving.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, along Gardner, and we've got Ricardo Wells with us. Morning Blend co-host Ricardo Wells. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, both Dwight and Laverne. Happy to be here with you guys.
Good morning, Ricardo.
All right.
Good morning.
All right, so you got an announcement to make. You're going to get to that in a bit, if you don't mind. But I want you to jump in on our conversation until we make that big announcement. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we continue to talk about this horrible accident and the fallout from this, but getting your reaction to all of this, people talking about the chaos on the streets. We were seeing videos of accidents every day for the past few days, and I don't know if some of these are old videos, but it's looking like things are really scary out there, and we know that, and Laverne, we know you have a lot of accidents up there too. It's not just a New Providence thing.
No,
this is happening all over our country, right? Reckless driving, speeding, just lawlessness. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think now I'm hearing the conversations over the last couple of days. There's been a ton of recommendations put forth in the social media space by various persons in society. But one that really stood out to me is this idea of maybe doing like points on your license.
Yeah.
Like something has to earnest look at the situation. I think that's the easiest place to start. Force persons to be more responsible. Clearly, the road traffic thing is not working out the right way. I've seen some more enforcement from police in certain high traffic corridors late into the evening now, but more still needs to be done. The onus now needs to be placed on drivers to do their part. I'm sorry, I don't care how you want to look at it. You see the high rates of speed, that's not government. You see the poor driving, that's not government. That is more so the drivers. Mm-hmm. We need to put the responsibility on drivers to drive with their caution and care.
Yeah. Points on your license, we've been saying that for years. That needs to happen. But, what would you need to have a license first for that? And it seems we don't have a lot of people who feel that it's important to get a driver's license or any type of license. License the car, license for themselves, nothing. And so what's that about? And it's only getting worse, it seems. The one thing I do say, though, Ricardo, I think the government has to take some responsibility here, is they've created this monster that we're seeing. Not people not obeying the law, but the fact that everybody feels they have to have a car. Everybody can't afford a car, and so they go and get these cheap rental cars, and we've got a million of them all over, and people treat them like they're toys, and they drive like they are invincible and maybe even invisible. But this is because of the lack of a proper public transport, a very chaotic bus system that we have here. And it just doesn't appear that there's the will to fix this. Successive administrations telling us that, we're studying, it's coming, we're talking, we're doing this, but no movement on this. And it's only getting worse. And the bus drivers are clearly immune from prosecution and laws. I don't know what's going on. It's just whatever they want to do, they get to do. and we are just.
I would love to see the report on how many new rental plates are out there, how many new bus plates are out there, because the amount of rental cars that you see on the streets now is astronomical. I've never seen it like this before. It's like for every 2 regular license car, there's 2 or 3 rentals. So I don't know when that became a thing. Are we making that market too accessible?
Of course.
It,
Again, we
Even on the
saw
bus
this
drivers.
last year it was a whole supplement of all the people who had applied for 6, 7, 8, some 10 plates.
Right.
And there was another one a few weeks later. We talked about it in the show, like this is terrifying. What is going on here? And
I feel like, Dwight, that you're giving out all of these plates when really what you should be doing is looking and seeing if the people who currently have plates, if they are using their plates, or much like the last caller we had before the break, they are leasing these plates out. And if they are leasing these plates out, which should not be done, revoke the plates.
yeah. I'm glad he called the name of the company, and
Yeah,
let's
for
see.
sure.
Is anything going to happen? I doubt it. But this is an interesting text message to get to. This person says, a serious question. Why don't the police take people to jail immediately for driving without a license and without registration and insurance? Why do they expect them to come to court? They never do. It's unbelievable. I've heard of people who've been in accidents, cars almost written off, and the police show up, and the driver who caused the accident clearly has no driver's license. And then it's just like, you better deal with this in civil court. This person has broken the law and put people's lives in danger. They need to be buried in the jail. But anyway, but this is, what are we doing?
I think that's one of those practices, like I call it like a small island practice, where we feel like, okay, maybe the person is being honest, maybe the person is being truthful, they left their license at home. Yeah, come bring it to court, or bring it to the station late. But we have evolved as a city so much in the last 10, 15, 20 years that could no longer pass. I think you now need to mandate that if persons don't have their license on them.
It is the law. We passed that law. No more. Bring it tomorrow. You cannot be driving without your license on you. That is the law. So that come bring it tomorrow because you left your purse at home. You need to go to jail immediately. Bring it. You coming with us. So we already did this. So I don't understand. Make it make sense.
These are some of the societal shifts that we need to have. This is where the discussion needs to be, because on one side you have the public that say, hey, our law enforcement is already, problematic to a degree. So I think persons are now saying to themselves, well, the innocent is now suffering for the guilty because we give so many allowances. There's so many lapses in our system. So all of these things need to be tightened up to improve the overall system.
Yeah. Let's take this call, and then we'll get to these messages, and then Ricardo's going to make his announcement. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Team Bahamas.
Okay, hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you all doing? I think everybody name. I just want to weigh in on the tragedy because I do feel it as a parent. I have 2 daughters. One I think 22, another one 15, will be 16, and so I still want to put some of the responsibility at the feet of the parent, especially when you find out how young these persons were who was even involved in this incident. And then when you find out, I guess with my lack of knowledge, with where it was coming from, then having alcohol involved, and then hearing their ages, and then seeing how many more persons, who we should be held responsible as a society, because we condone so many and then we, as party goers or persons who are in these events, we still allow persons to go in their cars knowing that they intoxicated. They'll be beyond the limit. And so, money has always, and our selfishness has taken precedent in terms of our concern for others. And then what really bothers me the most is the pictures of the young persons who visit him holding up their middle finger, his response when they asked him, or when he said something about one life saved, 6 Oaks died. As a parent, I have girls. So when I saw, and I know they're all girls who died, so I was like, wow, that could be 2 of my daughters. One tagging along with big sister, taking a ride with a friend who they think or trust him to be responsible. And then this happens because regardless of the roads, there's rules in terms of how we drive on the streets. And when we talk about penalties, I do think that I appreciate investigations because I don't think there should be a fixed penalty for all persons, whether you found a license or not, because if you have it, you could have a digital copy or whatever it is. But my thing is, it should be scaled in terms of punishment, but as far as what happens when you now, after investigation, determine the truth or the cause behind it is, there has to be some form of punishment in terms of what's going on. It can't be a slap on the wrist, because the guy didn't seem to be, he hasn't shown me that he was remorseful. A lot of pain, there's 4 families grieving, not just one family.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. Wow. A digital copy. Okay. I mean, that's better than not having a license at all. Right?
Something.
We've got people who don't have a license. Not that they don't have the license on them. They don't have one. They never did. And they've been driving
for years.
For years. They don't care that we have laws. Well, I don't know if our lawmakers care that we have laws. I don't know. They pass these things and nobody enforces them at all. So, right? So people don't take it seriously. We just talked about this a couple of days ago. Duquesa brought up the boxes, the yellow boxes, right? You're not supposed to block up intersections. That was passed. You remember that, Ricardo? Laverne? They passed the law. It was a law. It wasn't just paint on the street. And walked away, and no one enforces this. Intersections at rush hour are blocked every day.
Right with the paint.
Yep. But it's still the law.
Don't we have sufficient officers to put them in high traffic areas? Maybe 1, maybe 2. Don't we have enough officers to do that?
No, they're escorting
Ricardo,
vehicles to car lots.
I am asking myself as I am on the road in Grand Bahama every day. There are high traffic areas where there are constant infractions. And I'm saying we don't have enough officers to police these areas at least?
No. They're very busy. They're taking cars from the docks to certain people's car lots. So, yeah. More call before we go to these messages. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Good morning. You're live. We can hear you. No. Okay. A lot of your text messages here. Let's get to these quickly. This person says here, 3 men were mowed down in Exuma last year, and the question of proper signage and lighting is nagging in my mind. Just knowing they would be at risk for the responsible company. Did or did they not ensure the safety of their workers? Okay. As it relates to that video, I'm unrelated to any of the victims, and I was hurt by the lack of remorse. He would be blessed if he got locked up and held accountable. Wow. Okay. We give away driver's licenses too easily in this country. What? And you see the results of it play out on the streets. What do you mean by this, though?
Yeah, give away?
I don't think he means like persons that actually went through the process, got their driver's license the right way. He may really mean giveaway, because I'm now learning that that's a thing where people just go ahead and buy licenses. That's a thing.
Well, that's not
so we
giveaway.
give away a lot of licenses in this country.
Well, we've got a lot of crooks who will.
I just meant to say,
right?
Again,
so that's not a giveaway.
More laws being broken.
Right. More criminals and people teaching their children to be like this, telling them to do the same thing and helping them to go and buy a license. And then getting shocked at this when your child, who you help buy a license, doesn't know any of the rules of the streets. But anyway, if we were to increase the rigor of getting a license to a 3-year, multi-$1,000 proposition, what are you saying? Where you have where you have theory, practical, and risk recognition and mitigation courses to get your license. Okay, Dexter. See, this is what happens when you allow a chaotic situation for too long. People come with the craziest,
right, but people
wackiest
go to the
things.
Extreme.
Yeah,
right. It would be extreme, right?
I've been saying it from junior high school. We need driver's ed in school. And
Absolutely,
it needs to
I
be
agree with that.
mandatory. Mandatory for everyone. Whether you decide that you're never going to drive, you need to know
Whether
the
you
rules.
decide you're going to get to the bus for the rest of your
Forever.
life or
You
not,
still need to know the
you
rules.
still need to know the rules.
Because our pedestrians need to learn too.
Dwight, on that point, Dwight, I just want to say this. I am a proponent for us, and I know a lot of kids are now graduating at 18. I know when I was back in school, the majority of kids, they left school at 16, 17. I am all for us adding 2 additional years onto school for those 17 and 18-year-olds that just focus on preparing them for the real world. You can add the driver's ed in there. You can add things like simple budgeting, simple business planning, things like that. Give them that 2 years before we just kick them out in the world, and give them something to be able to maneuver with.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe a trade, maybe some sort of soft skill that they automatically have something to fall back on instead of. I think kids are still coming to school at 16, right?
Yes.
Not too many.
So give them 2 more years.
Not too many, but still, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're coming out older now because you have to go through, about 12 levels of Ks to get to grade 1.
I think it's 11.
I do K1, K2. Okay, how old's your baby? He's 14. What grade? Oh, he's graduating from K-12 now. Finally, grade 1 on the horizon.
Wow. Yeah, it does seem so.
But seriously though, Ricardo, I think that's an excellent idea. Even if you did a year 13, because when you think about it, at 17, that's still relatively young.
Yeah.
Now you're 17, you're young, you're armed with your driver's license, eh?
It's possible.
Wow. This person says here, people that do not have a license or VAT licenses, should be dealt with jail or high fines. I don't know how to VAT get.
So he's tying the VAT license into a driver's license. Okay.
All, if you don't have any license.
If you don't have your license, whatever license you're supposed to have,
lock up.
If you don't have it. Okay.
There you go. The problem in our country is enforcement, honesty, accountability. Every facet of this country is rooted in corruption, starting with some of our top government officials and trickling down to the everyday citizen. We have serious issues in this country. Yeah. This person says the problem is the police are part of the problem. There's no enforcement, no traffic laws in the country. We have tons of traffic laws, but no enforcement. Sure. None. Every now and again you will find them doing a roadblock, checking for license. They don't check for the license. I wish they did, right? At roadblocks, do they ask you to see your license?
No.
No, they really do.
Over here, it's just slow down. Maybe
when?
After they pull you over?
Yes, if you're pulled over.
If you're pulled over. Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't pull over most people, and So what's
once
the
your
point?
registration tag is up to date, it's like go through. Go ahead.
The police don't know the law, so they don't know how to enforce it. I don't know about that part. I don't know if they don't. I don't agree. No. This person says here, renting cars is now the new side hustle. People buy the cheap Japanese cars, license them, and rent them. I don't know if they license them. Every customs officer must have 10 SDs. What?
Wow.
Whoa. Huh? Government giving them to government employees. Police, all of them got rental car companies. It must be who you know in here. Well, of course it is, but...
It's always who you know.
Wow. The Bahamas is the wild, wild west on the road. We are inspired by behavior of our politicians to go ahead and no real consequences except for the loss of life and property, which is a small price to pay. My goodness. This person says, my mother was almost killed. Someone admitted that he had no license and the car was not registered or insured. There was not even a way to confirm his real name. They wrote him a ticket, and my mom spent $10,000 on hospital bills, and her car was written off. Wow.
I'm telling you, it's serious. My sister was in a car accident. My mom was driving a car, and they were in an accident. Young guy, he was driving, and he didn't have any insurance. The car wasn't insured. And not only that, his father was employed at road traffic.
Was what?
Was a road traffic employee.
And he didn't have a license.
And he came and he was explaining, it isn't insured. In his road traffic uniform, he was explaining that the son's car wasn't insured. Just saying.
That's where we are as a society.
Oh, boy.
I'll just rest that right there.
I mean, we don't have the time, but I would want to know what happened after this. I mean, are people in jail now? Are they banned for driving forever? Are we?
Of course not.
Does the young man even have a license anymore? Did he get one ever?
I don't know if he may have had a license, but the car certainly had no insurance. And so if the car doesn't have any insurance, how do you get it registered? Okay, so car wasn't registered, wasn't insured.
Oh, boy. Wow. This person says here, please stop blaming the rent-a-car companies for the way that adults choose to drive. Okay. Driving classes in high school, and yes, the point system can be deducted from your license or taken from you or suspended if you fail to follow proper traffic rules. No, I'm not going to stop blaming the rental car companies because these people are renting cars to idiots. They know fully well that this person's a clown and this is going to end badly.
My question is, are they renting it from legitimate, registered? I don't mean friend, by the way, who decided to get 4 cars, license them regularly and rents them out. But are they renting these cars from legitimate rental companies? Like they have a business license, they have the proper insurance, all of that.
They might have the business license. They might.
Yeah.
Insurance, I don't know.
That's where the question is.
Because
you remember, it was a supplement.
We're having an issue with that, with people just purchasing 2 or 3 cars and just renting them out. They have them licensed and insured, but they're not a company, right? And so they're renting them out, which means that whatever insurance they have on the car doesn't even apply.
Yeah. Wow. A couple messages. We're going to take a quick break, and then Ricardo. It's a long tease, Ricardo. A long tease. Trying to get people like, did he say it yet? What did it? No, this is drawing it out so that you can just salivate. Salivate about it. This person says, hey, Dwight, you all are reaching now. I graduated at 16 from high school. Most of us are either 16 or 17. We had no issues growing up and integrating into society. Parents and family members have to take responsibility for their rude and disobedient children who bring nothing to society. I get your point, Texter. I get Ricardo's point, too. I think it can be integrated already into the number of years they're in high school. There's a lot of time. These kids seem to be off from school a heck of a lot. Like, y'all are off again?
Listen to me. Let me say this from my perspective. I was one of those. I graduated at 16.
So did I.
I graduated at 16, and most people would say that I was pretty mature for my age or, whatever. But I could have done with another year.
Oh, really?
Of kind of preparing me for, quote unquote, the real world.
No, I was on a schedule. I wanted to be done. And I wanted to graduate college at 20. And so I had a plan.
That's fine.
That's fine. I agree with Levert.
I'm just saying, there's some things that, because we're not talking academics for this 13th or 14th year, right? We're talking about some life skills that will help. Sure, I made it. I was fine. I figured it out. That for me, another year of learning some more life skills, I think would have been fine.
Yeah, I came out at 16, and I can tell you, I wanted to take a break, not go right into college. And being out there at 16 is a lot to get into if you don't have something immediately to jump into.
Wow.
So I think that time period puts a lot of our kids in flux because you can't really go and get a full-time job.
All right, so this show, we're going to have to, anyway, oh, man. This text here, brace yourselves. My daughter, who held driver's licenses in Florida and Tennessee, was failed on her driving test by a person in road traffic just so she would have to pay him to get it.
I've heard stories like that, Dwight.
Yeah.
I've heard stories like that.
Yeah.
Others who don't know how to drive
not
know that they can
unfamiliar.
just pay to get one. Okay, see, this is the thing, because I hope that this was reported to somebody, that this person has been fired. No?
Really?
That person's still
Really,
there?
Dwight? You've been doing this for this long, and you really seriously hoping for that?
But this is never going to get any better.
I mean, Dwight, in that situation, who do you raise the issue with?
Because they're in on it too? That's what we're thinking? Yeah?
Who do you raise the issue with? I need say no more after that.
Wow.
This isn't something that starts only at the base level. This is something that is entrenched from the top go down. One of your texts said a short while ago, they rarely mimicking what we see our politicians do.
So we don't need to ask any more questions then. We don't need to ask what's happening. Oh, what's going on our streets? Because, yes, this is what you deserve. Because
Well, not what you deserve.
No?
I stop asking questions. I keep saying to people now, well, this is the result. We're beyond asking questions at this point.
the result, because after years of a lack of enforcement and corruption, and you don't do anything about it, then you deserve this. No? Because it didn't have to happen. It did not have to happen.
Sometimes the innocent really suffer
for the guilty.
Absolutely.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, Ricardo Wells has something to tell all of us in the longest tease in history.
At this point, Ricardo, I don't know what it is, but it better be good.
Stay with us here.
I hope so.
This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
See, everything is cool when you go along with the groove. Yeah, what Michael say, dog? Everything cool, eh? But when you're trying to make a movie, when you get mad at you, why people don't want to see you do good? You know that? Because dog don't back and back. No way. Yeah, they get rich and switch. The only time they get
I have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions. Let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side. We're listening. We know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
music, man. This is not a golden.
All right, so we're back. Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Garner. And our co-host Ricardo Wells is here for a special announcement. Ricardo, tell the people what's happening.
I mean, I feel like you don't hype this up so much. I'm going to understand that. But it is what it is. Let's just go ahead and let the persons know. I'm thrilled to be able to step into this new opportunity. Thanking the team over at Guardian for giving me the opportunity to launch my own show. It's, of course, going to be a part of the weekend lineup. So starting this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're going to launch the Forum. The Forum is a concept that I've been developing for quite some time. I've sat in the media space for most of my professional life, and I've been at the crossroad of issues and trying to. What I wanted to do is to kind of bring that internal discussion that I normally have when we talk about issues to the forefront and invite the general public into it. So I wanted to create a space where all views, all opinions, they had a place to be aired out, and that is what this show is going to be all about. So it's of course in the vein of what I like. A lot of people who know me well. I am a hip-hop fanatic. I love music. And that said, I wanted to build a show around that because I feel so much of what we hear and see in our music is reflected in what we hear and see in our society. So I wanted to kind of bring those two things together as well. But that is the premise of the show, and I want everybody who loves my content, loves to follow me, to tune in on Saturday to get a fresh new look at the problems we face, and as we all work together to try and find the solutions we need.
Okay, and it's starting this Saturday, and again, it's going to be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Definitely.
All
And
right.
this Saturday we have a very big show. We don't have a guest, but I wanted to take this Saturday to really reintroduce myself to the audience. A lot of people know me from filling in on Morning Blend now and then, but I wanted to really bring the vibe and the feel of my regular personality over to this show. So this Saturday we're going to talk about the new government. We have a new government. There's so much things now tied to this government. This is the first time we've seen a government been reelected in quite some time, and I really want to ask some pertinent questions. Do we understand our role in the governmental process? Are we willing to live and die with our politics? There's so many things in the political space, but we don't understand the results of. We were just talking about the recent car crash. That is one of those things. We talk about the road traffic thing. Are you willing to look at your vote as more than just something you stamp on a piece of paper and mark an X to? Are you willing to look at your vote as what actually happens in our society? That car crash, it's all devastating to us, but we play a role in that. We voted for a government that has not done enough to improve our roads, to actually enforce road traffic policies and laws. That is the sort of stuff that we're going to discuss. Those are the things that we want to get to the bottom of, and those are the things we want to find solutions for.
Wow, wonderful stuff. We are looking forward to it. And you're still going to be a part of Morning Blend, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
So, next Friday, but whenever the Dwight has me back, I'm happy to fill in on Morning Blend. And we can do the Morning Blend, talk, and then we can flip over on Saturdays and really get into things. So, looking forward to giving the audience what they want.
Excellent. And Laverne?
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Ricardo. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in sponsoring advertising on the forum, you can give us a call as well.
If you're interested in sponsoring, please reach out 449-9949. And if you're interested in being a guest, who from whatever span of life that you may be from, please also reach out. I repeat, the numbers 827-1360 or 449-9949. Or feel free to reach out directly to the White and the team over there at Guardian Radio.
Yeah, you can give us a call, 302-2300 as well. All right, so this Saturday premieres the forum right here after the eye-opener on Saturday, on our full Saturday lineup. Tune in, and I'm looking forward to it. Ricardo Wells, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dwight.
And I know you're going to do very well.
Thank you so much, Dwight. And again, Laverne, always a pleasure.
Yes, likewise.
Take care.
All right, we're going to break for news, and when we come back, Morning Blend Business, we're talking with Easy Car Sales and getting a preview of Financial Fridays. You don't want to miss that, and a whole lot more coming up in just a bit. Stay with us on Guardian Radio 96.9.
No way. Come on. The only time we can start backing is when the car start moving. Huh. Hey, I say, don't back and back.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Guess who's back?
It's for the 31st annual Michael Scudery Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic.
Bring it on now, let's go.
Whether you're a player or a fan, you don't want to miss this one. The action starts July 13th at the Hope Center. Log on to peaceonthestreets.com and register. Come on, everybody, we're going! That's the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, where we shoot hoops instead of guns. Game time.
Schools Out Nassau and Burst Nassau, presented by Nassau Hollow at Marathon Mall, has your whole summer covered. Gather your crew and dive into Everworld, solve the mystery, save the universe, journey through the cosmos in Star Walk, or test your nerves in Trick or Treat. Think you're the best? Settle it in Primal Fighter or Astro League. Head to head, no rematches. The ultimate summer hangout is right here at Marathon Mall. You can find us on the web at NassauHollowWorld.com. Walk-ins welcome. See you this summer.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to
product range, product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan, and this morning it is time for another preview of Financial Fridays. Easy Car Sales and BYD teaming up for this, and we're getting a preview again. Very happy to have back with us sales manager Roseanne Johnson and sales agent Kendronique DeVoe. And we also have from Bank of the Bahamas marketing representative Chiquita Boleg. Good morning, ladies. Great to have you all with us.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
All right, so remind everybody what this is about, and then we'll talk about what to expect tomorrow.
All right.
So, Kendronique, you're going to start us off?
Yes. So Financing Fridays is something that we just launched last week, where we're partnering with all of the local banks here in Nassau, Bahamas. And this will be lasting through the end of July, where banks are on site at our showroom in the mall at Marathon. They can come in, get a quote for a vehicle, liaise with the loan officer, find out, inquire about the interest rates, also finalizing on a vehicle as well. Sales agents will be there at the showroom. And we're just making it easier for you to do everything all at once, all together. So you get your quote, you have the loan officer, and we can get your process started.
Yeah. All right. So are these things only happening on the Fridays, or does this happen all the time, or is it a special things going on the Fridays?
So, Dwight, we're partnered with all banks, but especially for Financing Friday, we're going to be highlighting and featuring a different bank each week. So, our customers could come in and talk to us, test drive vehicles every day. However, for the month of July, we're going to have a different bank on site. So if you bank with Bank of the Bahamas, like we'll be featuring this week, you can come in and talk to your Bank of the Bahamas representative who is actually going to be right there on site.
Okay.
And so, we're just, strengthening our relationships with all of our banking
partners and making it simple and easy for our customers to come in and to take advantage of their bank is offering and to talk to their bank of choice.
Okay, wonderful. So that's why Chiquita is here to tell us about that and Bank of the Bahamas. So what can we expect from Bank of the Bahamas on Friday?
Okay, so definitely you can expect that we'll be on the spot. We'll have our credit professionals ready and waiting to swear Bank of the Bahamas, Bank of Solutions, Bank for Bahamians, and we are definitely elated and proud to be partnering with Easy Car Sales.
Mm-hmm. All right, so any special interest rates, any special deals, terms, what can you tell us?
The rates will be competitive, so your approvals will be fast. We'll have the credit professionals on spot, so it'll be auto financing on the spot, definitely.
All right, so if somebody wants desperately a new car tomorrow, what do they need to do?
They need to bring in at least their last 2 pay stubs, a valid passport, NIB card, smart card, and definitely a job letter. That's within 2 months.
Yeah. If do they need a down payment? Do they not need a down payment?
Not necessarily. Everything will be evaluated on the spot because it's one size doesn't fit all.
Right.
So definitely we will evaluate on the spot. We'll have credit professionals there to evaluate you and get you in your new ride.
And everything looks good. What's the quickest, the soonest you could get into that new ride?
We would say within a week or so. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So when folks show up, and this is again at the mall, is that right?
Yeah, at the mall showroom. Yes.
When they show up at the BYD showroom, what can they see? What can they expect?
So they can expect, like Chiquita said, the credit officers on site, the sales agents on site. Also, we are offering light refreshments from Amplify Wellness Hub, Sea Moss, lemonades, and also the new Duff would be there. So you will expect excitement. Also, we're there. We're knowledgeable. Any questions you may have on the vehicles and questions about financing, we're there to help you find the best vehicle that suits your day-to-day life.
Okay, so let's talk a little more about that, Rosad. If people want to know about, still have lots of questions about EVs, and what do let's get into it. What would you say are some of the frequently asked questions that you all?
Well, the frequently asked questions is definitely going to be about water. Some people are still, on a wait and see how it handles water, with the flooding and everything. And so, a lot of our customers actually help to spread the word that, we drive through water. It's okay. The batteries are hermetically sealed into the body of the vehicle. They're airtight. They're watertight. And so, electric vehicles actually handle water better than a gas car, right? Because there's no engine, there's no exhaust system, so no stalling out. So, little by little, people are becoming more and more comfortable, more and more EVs hit the road.
Yeah.
And then in terms of what to expect from an EV, there are so many features that your car has. I'm still discovering. So every time I think I found my favorite thing about my car, I find something new.
Years later.
Years later, that I'm enjoying about driving electric, But just to think, one of the cool things is the Apple CarPlay. So when someone sends me a location, before I drove electric, I would have to be, holding my phone and looking and that. But now, the location comes up on my tablet, and so I'm able to just drive and, look down, and it's such a more comfortable way of driving and experiencing the road as an EV driver.
Okay, all right. If you have questions, send them. Send your questions. You can text us 422-4796 and call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-1230. 300-5720. Let's take this call before we get, the caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How
Hi.
are you all?
Doing well.
My question, I know that Dorian here in the Bahamas, I don't think EV Motors was around at the time. However, the electricity
This is
was
easy car sales. Easy car sales.
EV car says, sorry. Yes. I know that in some areas, the electricity would be down for a very long time. Hurricane. And I know you have to charge the battery in order for your car to move around.
Yes.
So let's say the hurricane hits Nassau Sunday, and you have your car charged up from Friday and the hurricane comes. Is it going to hold up in terms of charge? Like, say if you're...
Okay, interesting question. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in, caller. So here's the what. Your vehicle has a certain range, just like how a gas car has a certain miles per gallon. Your electric vehicle has a certain range. So if you have a 250-mile range and your charge, you have 250 miles, okay, until you exhaust that. Now, in terms of being able to charge over an extended period with a power outage, there are chargers that are in locations that have generators. So you'd find chargers at the gas station. You find them at the mall at Marathon. You'll find chargers at our Gladstone Road location. So there's means for you to charge even if you're unable to charge at home.
Yeah.
And so, that's one of the things that's comfortable about driving electric, because there are provisions for public charging now through Park and Plug.
Yeah. And we talked about this last week.
Right.
Most people are only charging once a week. So
yeah.
if you charge your car on Friday and a hurricane hits on the weekend, you've got a few days before you need to charge again.
Exactly.
And you can find somebody with a generator or go to one of these charge plug-in places and you should be okay.
Yeah.
So there are longer lines at gas stations. After hurricanes.
Exactly.
Good luck trying to find. And you need electricity to pump the gas too. So everybody has a problem.
Yeah.
When a hurricane hits.
Yeah, but just like how, we have advance and we know that something's going to happen. And so, you wouldn't go into a hurricane with your vehicle at 5%, just like you wouldn't go into...
I would hope not.
Yeah, just like you wouldn't want to ride on a storm with a car on a quarter tank, right?
Right.
So there's means to prep and be prepared. Yeah.
But that was a great question, though. Appreciate it.
It was, yeah.
And then also have different drive modes. It have a lot of features to help you reserve your battery as well. So you have eco mode, that can help reserve the battery life, and also some of them have features called regenerative braking, which means anytime you press the brakes, it charges back up the battery, so the battery is not depleting quickly as you think, So
absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Continue to send your messages. Call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Chiquita, terms, how long can you pay off your vehicle? How long are you offering?
It's usually around between 5 and 7 years.
Okay.
But it depends on what you bring to the table, your collateral. So it's weighed based on that.
Okay.
Yes.
And that will tie nicely into the warranty, right?
Absolutely.
You pay and the car is still protected with the warranty often.
Most of our vehicles have at least an 8-year warranty. Yeah, most of them do. And so, so over a 7-year or 5-year term, you're still under warranty on your
That must
vehicle.
be comforting for the banks too, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Let's take another call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Doing well.
That's good. I'm listening to your show. Always interested in electric cars. I got a question for you, if it's possible. I have a car. I spend about $70 at the rate of gas now a week to fill up, right? I would just like to know if anybody did any calculations on the electric car that would I be spending $70 or more or less electricity-wise on my electricity bill? Is it cheaper? Anybody could help me with that question?
Yeah, Roseanne has the answers. Good question.
Yeah, thank you so much, caller.
Mm-hmm.
I think what gas is about $7 a gallon right now.
It's coming down a little bit.
Okay.
So
six?
Six something.
Okay, so well, at $7, you were saving $5 because it's going to take you about for the same amount of gas converted to electricity, it's going to cost you about a gallon to go the same distance that it's costing you $7 or $6 to go in a gas car right now. I can't even think of an instance where you would pay $70 a month to keep your vehicle charged just because of the range and the capacity of the battery. So I like to tell people this isn't like, we're not making this up. This is like proven. A kilowatt hour through BPL is 40 cents. It's about 41 cents or so. And it takes about 60 kilowatt hours to charge your vehicle. So to get a full charge on your vehicle is the 40 cents times the 62 kilowatt hours. So you can do the math and you will come up with what it's actually going to cost you to fill up your vehicle. And then depending on how much you charge, right, that'll tell you how much times a month you're going to expect to spend. That's going to be charged to your BPL bill. On average, I would say costs you about 2/3 less. You're paying 2/3 less as an EV driver than a gas driver. So come caller, that's $70 a month. We want to ease your pain at the pump. Okay, we want to help you. Come see us. That's crazy.
Yeah, 70 is a lot.
Come see us.
Again, people are saying they're only seeing a couple
the
dollars
guy last week, like
increase.
$20, $30. You literally have to go searching on your BPL bill to figure out what the increase is. It's
$20 to
negligible.
$30 a month more versus $70
a week.
A week.
Yeah, that's $70 a week. That's $280 a month above and beyond your car payment. So for folks that's spending $300 a month for a car payment, you're also paying $300 a month for gas. So you're actually paying $600 a month to drive. Whereas an EV driver can have a $400 or $500 a month monthly payment and nothing else.
And we haven't even talked about the vehicle.
Once a year. Once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the savings is tremendous, caller. And that's why so many people are making the decision to dump the pump.
Chiquita, have you done it
electric.
yet? Have you switched
Gone
yet?
green. I love the idea. I'm about to my next vehicle, definitely.
Well, we look forward to welcoming you.
Thank you.
Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight. You guys, how you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
No, I'm not a fan of those cars, right? But
have you test driven one before?
U9. Actually, guess when they plan bring that over.
The which brand is it you said?
The Yang Wang U9, the one with jump over photos. I want the bad.
Okay, before you go, have you ever taken a test drive in one?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
So how can you say you're not a fan?
You can't go from a Benz to another car.
What?
Well, you sure? You have to take a test drive.
I go from a Benz to Yang Wang. I want the Yang Wang U9 with jump over photos. We got all kind of photos.
Exactly.
Take a test drive before you say you're not a fan.
Yeah.
Do that. Go Friday. Room at the mall.
Yeah, we'll be happy to take you on a test drive. But yeah, that U9 that he is talking about, it actually wades through water as well. It has a wading feature, so you can actually drive through. I'm talking about water up to the door handle, and it drives right out and onto the road.
I saw that in the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't want to see that kind of stuff.
Well, the price
is kind of scary.
It needs a lot of planning as well. It's a pricey vehicle.
Right. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're live on the air. Hi. Good morning. Are you there? Let's take the other line. Good morning. Call. You're live.
Hey. Good morning, all.
Hi.
I just thought I would call in and give my little testimony. So I have a BY. Gas wasn't as crazy as it is now, but I was paying $100 a week for gas.
Wow. What were you driving before?
I was driving a Ford Edge.
Okay.
And what happened was, it was an old car. I had it from 2007. And she started. One broke down. I did that math. I called my friend at the bank. She says, my loan payment is this. I said, I paying that in gas now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just caught a ride to BYD, did in and out, did a test drive.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember his name. Very nice fella.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 days later, I was electric. It's been now going on 3 years.
Wow. Good.
So I would advise anybody. I'm driving right now.
Okay.
What do you love most about your BYD?
What I like most about it, and also what is kind of not really nice, is that it's quiet. It's very, very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got this, I actually knocked down a pigeon.
Wow.
So now I adjusted my driving style. So people usually listen as they walk. So I would make sure I am known. I'm pulling up on side of somebody. Make sure that they can hear me well, because they can't hear the car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would usually just bump my horn so they know that the vehicle is near. This car, and I have trying to get my daughter in one now.
Awesome.
Which one do you drive?
A Pro.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay, wonderful stuff. Glad to hear it. And of course, as you say, you're saving lots of money, and you've not noticed much of a difference with your electricity bill.
Like you said earlier, about $30 on my light bill.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's truly a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Especially in Nassau, which it's 21/7. I don't go through 250 miles.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. We need to hear more from people like you so that folks can get it.
Yeah.
Great stuff. This texter, callers, we'll get back to you in a second. This texter's asking, do you lease vehicles?
We do have a lease program, yes, absolutely. So you can come in on Friday and find out more about it, or you can call into the office if you just want to get some information at 242-461-0100. So you can call in and have your questions answered, or you can come test drive, enjoy some refreshing lemonade from Amplify, CMOS lemonade, and nibble on some bits from the new Duff this week, Friday. Yeah.
Banks don't help people lease vehicles, right?
No.
No. You got to do that on your own.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're live. Hi. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. Are you there? Okay. Call us back. 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259, and call us toll free 242-300-5720. Text us 422-4796. Hi, good morning. Call, you're live on the air.
Good morning, everyone. This is an interesting show. I'm glad I continue to listen. Okay, I have a question regarding these EVs. It's a two-part question. I noticed the representative said about when she compared fuel compared to the cost of energy to the client, which is maximum 60 kilowatts per hour to charge the EV to full, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then looking at a 41 cents max per kilowatt, that works out to about, I think, $20-something per week. And if you say we do it per weekly, that's about $90-some per month.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I look at it. So are these EVs able to be charged independently in terms of set up some type of independent power station for them to be able to be charged? And if that is that currently what is the, I guess, maximum? Because when you look at $98 worth of fuel surcharge, that's adds to the country demand. And if the country isn't able to meet the demand of the $98 required to supply that fuel times X, then that could create or add to the issues that we may have with the power. That's just my thoughts. I'll listen in.
I think that's more of a BPL question in terms of supplying the power for, the citizens' needs. But what I would like to say is Driving electric is a lot more efficient than putting gasoline into an ICE engine. 50% of the gasoline in an ICE engine is going to evaporate into the air. So it's only gasoline that you put in your vehicle that is actually going to be used to power that vehicle. So one of the things that our company was founded on is actually helping to lower our cost. And so in terms of what the grid can handle and how BPL chooses to handle that demand, that is more of a BPL question. But for us, we're the first and the only 100% electric vehicle company that is helping to lead the charge in a greener future for the Bahamas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to say some of y'all are worried about the wrong things, but anyway, I won't say that. Sure. This texter, this is an interesting question. Again, these are some extreme scenarios. I'm not sure why do you have these concerns about a car? Anyway, they're asking, on a typical EV, what is the standby time that a full charge can last without driving? Similar to the previous caller's hurricane question, essentially, how long can an idle charge last if I park my car for a month while off island?
The car will maintain the charge for a month off island. It'll maintain the charge.
And depending on the car, good luck.
Yeah. If it's not in tip-top shape.
Good luck.
I think it's because, maybe most people don't realize that an electric vehicle has 1,000 fewer parts than a gas car. And one of the things that it is missing is an engine. So I think, the caller is thinking of an engine season up with oil and that sort of thing not circulating. But those things don't exist in an electric vehicle. There's no gas. Sorry. Well, there's definitely no gas. But there's no engine. There's no oil change. There's no spark plugs. And there's no carburetor. There's no muffler. There's no transmission. So a lot of the things that's going to require oil that he's thinking needs to be circulating doesn't exist in an electric vehicle. Yeah. And so that's how it also keeps the cost of maintenance down because, you don't have to keep servicing these extra parts.
No radiator to overheat in the hot summer sun in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Well, I hope that helps, caller.
Okay. When are you all going to bring in buses so that we can have electric buses and vehicles for taxi drivers so they can use those?
We currently have taxi drivers that are driving electric, and they love it. They love it. It actually saves. It just increases their bottom line, their profit. One of the taxi drivers that are driving electric had a gas bill of $200 a week. $200+ a week.
Wow.
And could you imagine? That's $800 a month in just gasoline. Sorry, a day.
$200 a day?
Some of them are yes, to $200 a day. Think about an Escalade making multiple runs.
Yeah.
Very easily. So we would love to see a public transportation system that is electric. Yeah. And there's many, many cities that are electric. Like their public transport system is electric. In China, all of the railways and their public systems are electric. The taxis are electric. And so, we would love to see it. We would love to see it.
Yeah. So that's a policy decision more so than you all bringing them in.
Yeah, we would be happy to help.
This person says, I've been contemplating purchasing an electric car for some time now. Every time I decide to drive by, I change my mind. But I will attend tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Finally.
Now, when you come tomorrow, come and say hi to Roseanne, okay? Look for me and come say hi. But yeah, we would be happy to have you test drive a vehicle. I think one of the biggest things about driving electric is that it's different than what we have been accustomed to. You know, we're comfortable, doing what we've always done. But when you jump in the electric car and you see how just what a great drive it is, when you see some of the tech features that assist you in driving, it's just amazing. And you realize that I can do what I'm doing, but this does it a little better,
Yeah. This person has a whole lot of questions. I think they need to show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't read all of these. Some good questions, though. One of them, they're asking you about how much it charges at the public station, but each of your vehicles comes with a home charger, right?
With a home, yeah. And then the at the public charging, there are packages, so you could choose a package that works for you and how often you plan to charge, use it. But all of our cars come with a at-home charger, and that's how most of our customers charge their vehicles.
Yeah. So again, you got a lot of questions. You need to come out.
Definitely come out.
Talk to these fine folks at Easy Car Sales at the BYD showroom and ask them all of these questions. They have the answers for you. Let's see if this caller is there. Are you there, caller? Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Question I want to ask you, right? I won't call the vehicle distributed over here, but I'm having issues trying to get it in the U.S. And when I try to order it myself, I am paying almost $2,800 for this particular product. So one question I want to ask: if I purchase a car from them, and can I order the parts myself, or I have to go to them as a dealer?
I mean, these are new cars they're selling, so I don't know why you would order the parts. But
Yeah, I mean, when I get maintenance, like when she mentioned that there's no engine, the electric car has fewer parts, but then there are some parts that I find these and then their location, or will I have to order these?
Yes.
How does that process work?
So parts are provided through the dealer. You would purchase a new car. I would hope that you're backed up, that's under the after sale. That's what, when you buy a vehicle from an authorized dealer, you're securing your purchase. So anything goes wrong with your vehicle, any parts you may need, anything, you would bring it back to the dealership. We have trained service technicians on hand at our Gladstone Road location and the East-West Highway. So parts, we have a parts center. We have parts available for all of our vehicles. So to answer your question, you will get your parts through the dealership.
Just the dealership with the dealership price as well.
I mean, again, you're going to have an 8-year warranty. Most of these things would be covered, but if after the warranty, well, that's just how it is. But hopefully, it wouldn't come to that. It wouldn't come to that.
Thank you much. Yes,
okay, thanks a lot. All right, this is interesting. No real man drives electric cars. V8 or nothing. The sound from the muffler is therapeutic. Well, a lot of them have sound enhancers now. Even the V8 cars have sound enhancers these days.
Yeah. They can just download the sounds if they want to hear. I've heard that. Literally.
Hear the noise.
Yeah, they want to hear the noise.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're not encouraging speeding around here, but if you were to find a stretch of road and or a flat surface, and you and that V8, if you were an electric and that you race that V8 car, you'd be shocked, you'd be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I invite you to test drive a vehicle before you continue to say things like that.
Yeah.
This person's asking about used vehicles. Do you have used electric vehicles that people can look
We
at?
do have some gently pre-owned vehicles. Yes.
Gently pre-owned. Another person here. Nobody wants electric cars.
What?
Wow.
I do.
What happens when you just talked about this earlier? What happens when you go through a puddle of water and get electrocuted? I'm sticking with my gas car.
Oh boy. Yeah, some people feel that way, you know, and I think a greater percentage of the world population is actually moving away from gas vehicles. And sometimes it takes, you know, a big change, a big swing for people to make a change, but when they're at their own pace to consider an electric vehicle. But yeah, we hear that from time to time as well.
But again, test drive before you knock it, right?
Yeah. That's why we encourage it so much. Yeah.
All right, remind folks about tomorrow, what's happening. We've got only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
And what they can expect. And again, every Friday in July.
Every Friday in July, yes.
So, Financing Fridays will be happening tomorrow between the hours of 12 to 6 p.m. at our BYD showroom in the Mall of Marathon. Also, to access the showroom, you can enter from the food court entrance, all right? It's to the left of Crown Jewelers, entering through the food court entrance by the old movie theater. Also, we would have light refreshments from Amplify Wellness Hub. CMOS lemonade, who doesn't love CMOS? So from the New Duff. So you can nibble on some bites whilst we can answer all of your questions that you have. No question is a dumb question. We're on site. Yes. So just come on out. Also, we're doing test drives on the spot as well. So you can visit easy242.com to sign up for the test drive and also look at our vehicle catalogs, see the different vehicles that we offer. Also, we do have representatives in Freeport. So people may ask, are you on the Family Islands? We are on Freeport. We have representatives there. And you can contact them at 828-1003 or 804-1004. Again, 828-1003 or 824-1004. So we do have representatives in Freeport willing to answer any questions that you may have. And we do have vehicles there, so you can book your test drives in Freeport as well.
Wonderful.
So, yes, come on out tomorrow, and we are excited to see you there.
Keita Bullock, remind folks one more time what they need to do if they really are serious about getting a new car tomorrow. What they need to do to make that process quicker.
Yes, Bahamas. So just if you're interested, bring your valid passport, your NIB smart card, job letter, no less than 2 months, and at least 2 pay stubs. We'll be there. Our friendly professionals will be there waiting to assist you with competitive rates, flexible financing terms, affordable monthly payments, and fast approvals.
Okay. Great
All
stuff.
right.
It's going to be exciting.
It will.
Another exciting day tomorrow, Financing Fridays at BYD and Easy Car Sales.
Absolutely.
Roseanne Johnson,
Hi. Kendra
DeVoe, and Chiquita Bullock, thank you all for being
Thank
here
you
this
for
morning.
having us. It's
Thank
been a
you.
great morning.
Pleasure.
And thank you, Bahamas. Thank you for all the callers that called in and the texters that texted. Thank you all.
Great stuff. All
All
right.
right.
We're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Aunt Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees
and let us help you build a brighter future. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World Meat Street has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Valpo Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Come, let's celebrate the Bahamas' independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Center and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Janae's.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Join us at Kalina's Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, July 4th at number 308 East Bay Street. Get free health screenings and sign up for the Kalina Portal. Enjoy delicious food from Bada Girls, Elevated Barbecue, and the Corn Roaster. Meet Fitness Connection and Bohemian Brewery and learn more about their products and their services. There's fun for the whole family with face painting, games, bouncing castles, crab catching, egg and spoon races, sock races, and more. And there will be prizes and giveaways. You may win a TV, phone, laptop, or a resort day pass. It's all happening Saturday, July 4th at number 308 East Bay Street. Come and join the fun.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, Spirit, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks, and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. While welcoming an increase into the opposition's shadow, Finance Minister Kwesi Thompson says the latest labor force survey shows that thousands of Bahamians remain underemployed, underscoring the need for policies that create better paying jobs, more entrepreneurs, and greater economic opportunity. In a statement he released Wednesday, Thompson said the report, which showed more Bahamians are employed while the unemployment rate remained largely unchanged, also identified 26,195 underemployed workers who want more hours or better employment opportunities. Thompson argued that employment figures alone do not provide a complete picture of the economy. He said Bahamians are still very concerned about the affordability of groceries, saving for a home in a high-cost economy, and saving for their children's future. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas releasing its enforcement report for January 2024 through December 2025, noting its imposition of more than $222 million in total civil penalties in 2024, chiefly related to the winding up of the collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX. The report reveals that in 2025, the SCB in penalties of $142,650. It says that the commission imposed a penalty on a licensee under the Financial and Corporate Service Providers Act 2020 in 2024. It's a settlement process avoiding prolonged litigation, and that the licensee met its payment obligations promptly with a settlement amount paid in early 2025, demonstrating cooperation and a commitment to regulatory compliance. Beyond enforcement action, the report highlighted the Commission's efforts to improve investor protection through public education and interagency cooperation aimed at reducing investment fraud and scams. Overseas, U.S. employers slowed hiring last month and added only 57,000 jobs, less than half the previous month's total, and assigned companies still have a cautious economic outlook. The Labor Department said Thursday that the unemployment rate declined to a low 4.2% from 4.3% in May, though the decline mostly occurred because many people out of work gave up looking and were no longer counted as unemployed. The figures suggest businesses with inflation at a 3-year high and consumer confidence near post-pandemic lows. The U.S. job market has been stuck in a low-hire, low-fire rut, in which the employed enjoy job security while layoffs are low, but those out of work are struggling to get hired. Strong hiring in the spring raised hopes the economy was escaping that dynamic, but Thursday's report suggests it hasn't happened. And the U.S. Justice Department and 17 states reaching a settlement agreement with 3 major egg producers to resolve allegations that the companies illegally colluded for years to raise prices, including when the cost soared to record highs last year. The states and federal government accused Cal-Maine Foods, Versova, and Hickman's Egg Ranch of a behind-the-scenes arrangement to artificially inflate the daily price quotations for eggs between June 2022 and March 2025. In particular, their investigation found that the companies coordinated on what bids they would submit to Urner Barry Publications, a company that runs an index key to determining how much grocery stores, restaurants, and others pay for billions of eggs each year. In turn, that meant higher prices for eggs sold to consumers, according to the complaint, which is filed in Iowa on Monday, the day the settlement terms were announced. And Ford is recalling more than 741,000 vehicles in the U.S. because a transmission issue may damage the park system, which could increase the risk of a crash or injury. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said in a report that the recall includes certain F-150 models, Lincoln Aviator, Ford Explorer, Lincoln Navigator, and Ford Expedition vehicles with model years between 2018 and 2021. In your Market Watch recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market movers. Bahamas First Holdings moving 2,170 shares, closing at $2.30 unchanged. Bank of the Bahamas moving 75 unchanged at $8.45. Consolidated Water up 5 cents, closing at $5.92. Emira Incorporated down 1 cent, closing at $12.94. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,223.85. up 0.04. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. That is going to do it for us today. I want to thank Laverne Gardner for being here this morning and for popping in. Again, his show, The Forum, launches Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on Guardian Radio. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Are you a tourism business owner or ready to become one? At the Tourism Development Corporation, we work with tourism entrepreneurs